What up, y'all? It's Mr. Kardinal Offishall, a.k.a. Johnny Tarbreeze, a.k.a. Mr. International. And right about now, sound the alarm, because you know what's going on. You are tuned in to BestFan.com. All right? Stay tuned. Don't go nowhere.
On this episode of BestFan TV, we talk with Mr. International himself, Kardinal Offishall. He talks to us about the biggest change he's seen in the music industry, his latest album, and the biggest misconception about him. You have done so much in your career, and reading about you, one thing that stuck out to me was that you were 20 years old and you signed with Warner. I wonder, when you look back and think back to when you were 20, what advice, going through everything you've gone through now, would you give yourself at 20 years old?
The only advice that I would do is live every day like it's your last. You know what I mean? But dream like you live forever. Because when you're younger, you think like, you know, you're going to live forever. But as you get older, you realize how mortal you are. You know what I'm saying? And that nobody is guaranteed tomorrow. Like, instead of putting things off for 2 months, 3 months, whatever it be, whether it be artistically or personally, I would have said, yo, go get it today. Yeah.
What's the biggest change that you've seen in the music industry? Besides budget.
Right. No, that's real. That is real. That is real. The biggest change that I've seen, I think, artistically and creatively, is that you don't necessarily have to live what you sing or rap about. We used to have a lot more integrity, you know what I'm saying, in terms of the music and what we allow. But nowadays, it's really, the biggest thing is it's all about money. It's all about money. You know what I'm saying? As long as you're quote unquote making money and you're getting this paper, then nothing else matters. And that's probably the biggest change that I've seen in the industry. It's always been around, but right now it's like super prevalent and it's starting to kind of bleed into other genres.
But I think it'll backfire. You know, do you have that feeling like maybe it will change?
It doesn't really matter to me, because it's like the more plastic other people sound and the more see-through they are, is the more that people will be able to relate when I speak, you know what I'm saying, and when I try and convey certain messages. One
thing everyone knows that you love is your city, Toronto. You've become now an ambassador of this place.
That's one of my things. I mean, you know what? We grew up watching our rap icons in America kind of just show love to where they came from. You know what I mean? I want to show people where I'm from, you know what I mean? And show them that Toronto is a legitimate place that produces legitimate talent. You know, we have myself, Kanon, Drake, Melanie Fiona, Bieber. Like, there's just so many people that are out there now. People forget what it was like, 10 years ago. There was zero, you know what I mean? And I used to be out there, and people like, yo, I can't believe this music is coming from Canada. Like, they used to treat us like we were aliens or something, you know what I'm saying? And really, that's where my Mr. International tag came from, because they used to call me an international rapper back in the day, even though I was just on the other side of the border. It's crazy, but...
Crazy. Well, we're going to do something a little crazy. I ask all the artists that I interview just a couple random questions, just that fans shout out and they want to know. First question is, if you could have a dinner party and invite 3 VIP guests from Toronto, who would you invite?
Michael Lee Chin would be number 1. He is a Jamaican billionaire, so he represents my culture quite nicely. I'd invite the mayor and see if I couldn't put him in a headlock and have him, spend some more money to, with the arts and the inner cities. But the third one would probably be my mom, because my mom would probably put them both in a headlock, and at the end of that dinner would have them at least commit to doing one amazing thing for the city.
I want to meet your mom. Jeez.
She's the coolest. She's the coolest.
What is a misconception people may have about you?
As outgoing as I am in the public, I'm actually very protective of my personal life. So that's probably a misconception. Like every time people see me, Cardi, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, I'm super protective of my personal life. So that's probably a misconception is that I'm like this social butterfly and stuff. But I'm 1000% cool with just being with my people. You know what I mean? With my boys and my family, I'm straight. Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about this album that you just put out, which I just listened to. And speaking of you saying things personal, you aren't really a personal person. You don't talk about that a lot.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I feel like I know everything about you right now, and I'm a little bit like, I know way too much.
Was it too much info?
No, but like listening to those phone calls and everything, I thought I was like eavesdropping on real life.
Oh.
It wasn't. It was reenacted, but it sounds.
But I mean, you know what? It's all real life sentiments. Though, you know what I mean? Like it all came from a real place. Really, we're focusing on this "Allow Me to Reintroduce Myself" album. When I say "Allow Me to Reintroduce Myself," it's also hip hop being reintroduced to the world, because we kind of have been getting used to a little watered down version of it. You know what I mean? So a lot of the beats that are on there, yeah, man, it's really crazy. So, but that's what we're all about right now is the A.M.T.R.I.M movement. Yeah.
If people want to check you out, where can they?
They can go to liveanddirect.com. Rect is spelled WRECKED, so it's kind of like live and direct. But yeah, liveanddirect.com, and that's my porthole into my life. You know what I'm saying? Anything that's Kardinal associated, that's where you'll find it. Cool.
And for more exclusive interviews with your favorite artists, check out www.bestfan.com. Here with Kardinal Offishall and Rachel David.